Did you know you can achieve any goal by building systems that use the power of AI? Because I'm here to tell you, you really can balance work, health, relationships, personal growth without burning out. I know this firsthand. I went from broke at 24 to hitting every goal I set for myself and more by building systems that made it easy. AI has made creating these kind of systems easier than ever before. So today, I'm gonna show you how to use the power of AI to build those same systems for yourself so you can stop relying on willpower and brute force and instead make it almost effortless to hit any goal you've ever wanted to achieve. So let's get into this. The first thing is you have to think in systems, not just goals. Every person has the same goals: make more money. The person with the system has the higher probability of hitting that goal if they actually sat down to figure it out. Systems take over when willpower and motivation go away. A system for me is a process that's repeatable, that I can execute, look at the feedback and the results it gave me, and then use that to improve the system. If you want to be successful, it's not like you have to grind harder. You have to build systems that grind for you. Systems is an acronym. It stands for Save Yourself Time, Energy, Money, and Stress. You have to think in systems to achieve your goals, not just have a goal. But before anything else, you need to know exactly where you're going. That's why you need number 2, clarify your goals. AI can't help you if your goals aren't clear. How are you supposed to hit a target you can't see? Saying, make me more successful, it's gonna say, what area? Tell me more. The truth is most people don't know what their 5-year goals are. I interview literally dozens of people every month, and one of my questions I ask them is, in 5 years, you wake up, you wave a magic wand, you can have anything. Paint me a picture of your life. And they always say, well, that's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me that before. Okay. Well, if we don't know what the future looks like, then we can't make decisions in the short term because we don't know how they align. Clarity equals acceleration. If you want to accelerate your life, get clear on your 5-year goals. My favorite example of this is Gary Vee. If you don't know who he is, Gary Vaynerchuk, Google him. Every person knows his goal. His number 1 goal in life is to buy the New York Jets. Now, he's been saying this since he was in his 20s, when buying a multi-billion-dollar sports team made no sense to anybody around him. Why? Because he wanted to have clarity around his direction. It became his North Star. That's the power of clarity. Not only does it align your actions, it even enrolls strangers, your audience on social media, to support you in achieving of that goal. I have zero doubt Gary's gonna achieve it because he has clarity around what it is. If you don't know where you're going, then any path will do, which means you might get way off track, only to find out that you're 10 miles off base when you could have been 20 miles ahead of goal. So if you're not 100% clear on where you're headed, here's how you can fix this in 3 easy steps. First, we need to tell ChatGPT. Just ask it. Help me define a 5-year SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Ask me clarifying questions. If you post that into ChatGPT, it will start asking you questions to get clarity for it to help you. Next, we have to answer every question. My favorite way to do this is use voice to text. In the ChatGPT interface, you just click the little icon for the voice and just talk to it and ramble. Next, we have to refine by going back and forth until the goals it's suggesting clicks with your soul. If I look at something and I'm like anxious but excited, usually a good path. Oftentimes, my anxiety around a goal that I'm excited about means I have to do it. If something else, I see that and I'm like, that's not for me. Give yourself permission to pass. Where people mess this up is they think they have to be perfect. They think they have to be right. And I'm telling you, the good news is you don't have to be right. You just have to have a direction. So even if you're like, I'm not sure 100%, that's okay. If it speaks to you a little bit and it feels good, just use that for now. You can always adjust in the future. And remember, make sure it's a SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. If you do this, then you have clarity. If you don't, you just have vagueness and you can't hit a target, you can't see. If you want to take this another level from a planning point of view to make it super simple, you can click the link in the description and I'll give you my 1-page preloaded year where you take your 5-year goals and then you put it in that 1 page so you have clarity around what you should be doing with the next 12 months of your life. It is so simple and easy and will give you massive clarity that if you show it to anybody, they're gonna think you're a freaking genius for doing this, and it's my gift to you. Once AI helps you get clear goals, the next step is making them unforgettable, which brings us to step 3. Turn your goals into a vision board. Your brain doesn't think in words, it thinks in pictures. Just imagine a really fat elephant sitting on a red chair. Gotcha. If we can give it a very clear image of what we want our life to look like, the goals we want to accomplish, as if we've already done it, then it will act like a heat-seeking missile to go find opportunities to make that happen. That's why we need a vision board. Everybody on my team, I have them outline their vision for their life, specific things like the car they want, the house they want, the achievements they want to achieve, and I have them add it to the wallpaper on their phone. My favorite story is Sam, my creative director, because for 4 or 5 years, he had a white Porsche GT4 on his phone. So my wife and I decided to buy him his dream car. I just want to play for you that moment because it touched me on a level I didn't expect at the time.
Yes. Oh wow, yeah, Sam can share that.
No, this is your little track car. Basically the GT2, but a little bit compacted.
Isn't this the one you had on your phone screen, Sam?
Yeah.
In white?
Yeah.
Shut up. Show me your phone.
Same one. It's the Cayman too. 918.
You know, Sam, how long, what were you saying, 5 years you've been with me?
Yeah.
6 years.
It's been a while.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this guy?
Power.
He puts everybody else first. He would never do this for himself.
Oh.
So I did.
I love you, bud.
Yes,
It's all
Sam.
insured and ready for you to drive away, man.
I remember after I did that to Sam, every person at the company started going like, hey, look at my dream car, look at my dream car. I'm like, yeah, you should figure out who Sam is to understand why I bought him that car. But when you visualize your goals, then it makes it so much more realistic and your mind will help you have the conversations to make them come true. None of that would have been possible without him having a vision that was a vision board for his life and looking at it literally hundreds of times a day. I don't believe we create our future. I think we attract our future by doing 3 things: having 100% clarity, 100% belief, 100% of the time. To the degree you do those 3 things all the time, you will pull that future into your life. With AI, creating a vision board has never been easier. First, just take your 5-year goal and make it 4D. You need to give it some dimension, some pep, some color, really amp it up. Next, we ask ChatGPT, help me describe this goal with sight, sound, colors, smells, details of what life would look like when I've achieved it. If you want to take it to another level, make it photorealistic as much as you can to the age you'll be then. Next, we have to have ChatGPT format the description so that you can plug it into a tool. So you ask it to create a visual prompt that you could use for whatever tool you want to visualize and ask it to write the prompt that's going to create that. Next, we use Midjourney, Canva, Gemini, Sora, whatever tool of choice of AI image generation you want to use, and then paste that prompt into it to create the vision board. Once you have it formatted to whatever place you want to see it. So if it's your phone, set it up as a wallpaper. If you want to print it off, make it high def so you can print it off. Put it on your wall. Put it underneath the mirror in the bathroom so you see it all the time. Just make sure that you look at it as if you're in that place. Really close your eyes and get into the energy and feel it. That's what brings it to life. Your frequency and energy of belief is what you frequently see. So if you believe it, it will start to bring opportunities, ideas, conversations, and just magically get your fingers to do things at the right time that all of a sudden people will call it luck. But it's because you kept your mind focused on the right thing like a heat-seeking missile. Now, all this is awesome, but without structure, it's essentially worthless. So if you actually want to achieve your goals, you need AI to build a clear roadmap. Which takes us to step number 4, creating an AI roadmap. To achieve any goal, you need to know the steps to get you there, the plan. Sequencing equals success. You can have the same ingredients and a completely different recipe. One person gets a beautiful chocolate cake. The other person, following a different recipe, creates a big pile of mush. Why? They did the right things in the wrong order. AI will help you build a plan so you don't waste your time. And the cool part is AI can translate that 5-year vision that you want to achieve and break it down into yearly, quarterly, monthly, and even weekly milestones for you to calibrate to know if you're on track. For example, when I started doing Ironmans, I was overwhelmed by the distance the race was going to require. It's wild. The swim almost kills me. Then I get on the bike. power through the bike, but the problem is then I burn a bunch of matchsticks, so I don't have any energy left for the run. Then I jump into the marathon. I'm already 4 hours into this thing, and now I gotta go run 26 miles. But what I decided to do is instead of focusing on the 26 miles, I focused on the next telephone pole. And I made a commitment that I'm just gonna get to the next telephone pole. And then I'm gonna make a decision if I wanna keep running. And because I broke it down into telephone pole runs instead of a marathon, it was way more approachable. And that's the power of step by step. So the cool part is AI is gonna help you answer the question of what's your next telephone pole. Here's how we do it. So first, ask AI, turn my 5-year goal into a year-by-year plan, and ask it to include milestones. So that way you can calibrate and to know if you're on track. Next, we wanna take the current year and break it down into quarters every 3 months and do the same thing. Give me some milestones so I know that I'm on track. Next, guess what we're gonna do? Ask it to take that quarterly goal and break it down into 2 or 3 rocks or projects so that you can focus on the biggest lever points to achieve your goal. And then finally, at the end of the year, repeat that process for the next year and the next year and the next year. And the best part, you can be as specific as you want. If you want it to take the quarterly goals to the monthly goals to the weekly goals to the daily goals and create a spreadsheet, just ask it. Whatever you need for yourself. You can ask it to create the plan, then create the import file that you can then download from AI and import into the tool of choice to track your progress. Now with steps and the milestones in place, it's kind of cool. Next, we have to use AI to integrate them into your daily schedule. Number 5, automate and integrate. The best way to think about it is goals only stick when they live inside your day-to-day. I call those standards. If I can design a standard that I follow every day that makes my goal inevitable, then I have a system that's gonna get the results. So what we wanna do is use AI to plug your big goals into the routines and tools that you already use. You can ask it to take all of your goals and your milestones, create to-dos that you have to check off every day, and then create the file that you can import so that it gets integrated into your software. Like for example, I use AI to monitor my inbox, to look at my goals, to monitor the reports I get from my investment portfolios and my CEOs. And if anybody misses anything, it sends me a message letting me know that, hey, it's Monday and Friday, you didn't get what you needed by these people. Do you want me to message it? Yes, please. It messages those people. Why? I built this system for my goals that have other people as dependents. And then that way it can monitor for me so I don't have to think about it. I just created it once and then it runs forever. AI is like a multiplier. The people who learn to use it will get 10x their output. The people who don't will literally get left behind. The easiest way to integrate AI into your systems is 100% through your calendar. The first thing we want to do is ask AI. I recommend ChatGPT, but you can use Gemini, doesn't matter, to look at your calendar this week. So you either integrate it or you take a screenshot and then ask it to suggest 3 reoccurring time slots that you can use to consistently have work to push those rocks forward. So you're asking it to define the reoccurring calendar blocks for you to do the work that's gonna make the goal an outcome. Now, if you're in Gemini, since it's a Google product, and if you're using Google Calendar, you can actually say in chat, book these 3 blocks into my calendar every week for the next quarter, 2 hours each. And you can do this with ChatGPT too. Next, at the start of every week, I want you to ask ChatGPT to scan your calendar and shift any of your focus blocks if they clash with other meetings and suggest best alternatives. So have it manage your calendar for you. That's the pro move. Now, these hacks are freaking great, but they only go so far. AI can also fix deeper problems holding you back from achieving your goals. Number 6 is the upgrade loop. Once you get your systems running, the next step is to upgrade, moving from the short-term fixes of building these systems to long-term solutions. Early on, when we try to just start being more productive, we'll do things like, timers and hacks and quick fixes, nicotine, EDM music with no vocals to try to be focused. Those are all great, but they're external. What we want to do is move them internal so that you become the identity of who you are is someone who can produce, who can achieve goals. The whole point of having a goal is not actually achieving the goal. It's the person you become in the pursuit of the goal. But if we don't focus on the upgrade loop for ourselves, then we're always going to be at the mercy of these hacks and systems. So imagine if you can't be healthy unless you have the compression socks and the friggin' dialed in meals and macros and your perfect bed sleep with the cool chili pad and all that stuff. And then you go and you want to travel the world for a year like I'm doing with my family. So what does that mean? I can't be healthy and then all of a sudden I can't sleep well or I can't recover from a workout? No, I've upgraded my identity, my mind to become the person who is healthy. I don't need the hacks anymore. This upgrade loop will help you turn the short-term patches into long-term habits. So for example, when I wanted to really dial in waking up earlier, I set an alarm clock for when I went to bed. See, a lot of people see me get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They're like, oh my God, what time do you go to sleep? 9 p.m. It's not that impressive. But because I've built that habit over the last decade, now I don't even need an alarm clock, not only to go to bed, but even wake up. It's just naturally who I am because I've built that into my identity, my habits. The people that have achieved their goals at the highest level, the wealthiest people, the fittest people, the most successful people, they think in decades, not days. They're not trying to upgrade for the next week. They're trying to upgrade who they are. See, when you're willing to sacrifice the short term for the long term, that's when the big stuff happens. First, we have to identify the patches in your systems. Like, where have you built these like reminders or hacks or shortcuts that are needed for you to even accomplish something? Again, look at your dependencies, your vices, your routines. Some people, like, they can't even be productive if they don't have a morning routine that lasts 3 hours. That's up. Challenge yourself on the 3-hour morning routine and go, what would happen? Curious, if you got up and you just worked. Is it really that impossible? That might be the biggest upgrade ever. Second is we have to ask AI, list the possible root causes for my low energy. If your hack is you have low energy, so you have to drink a bunch of caffeine in the morning, then maybe there's something else that's a precursor to your low energy that AI can give you some ideas around. It could be your nutrition, could be the way you're sleeping. You might have these hacks that you're doing to be productive that you've gotten used to that you can actually use to replace to get better at. Next, I want you to ask the AI to suggest replacements to take the patches and replace them with habits. So instead of energy drinks in the morning, maybe it's gonna suggest that you improve your sleep and nutrition. Instead of a Pomodoro timer, maybe it's gonna train me to focus on endurance in the morning, which is what I do now. Exhaust the body, tame the mind. The cool part is you keep upgrading slowly and you let the system evolve you, your identity, and who you've become. So my question to you is, what are you pretending not to know? Because when AI can solve any problem you can give it, then the problem to solve is figuring out what problem you want to solve. Right now, figure out what you want your life to look like in 5 years. Crystal clarity. Break it down. Have a plan. 1 year, quarterly, monthly. Build the systems. Integrate it into who you are, and that's how you'll achieve it. Now remember, if you want my preloaded year template, just click the link in the description below and I'll send it to you. It will change the way you look at your time. Now, if you want to learn about a ChatGPT feature that no one uses, click here and I'll see you on the other side.